Hello, Drew students, and so today we're going to do part 2 of our orientation, and this will include going through health mitigation strategies and looking at those very closely and what those mean for you both here at school and at home. So as you see in this first picture, this is our arrival and dismissal procedures. You saw some of this when you first came into the building. Hand sanitizer stations being available, safety check-in stations with thermometers and masks. You see a nice picture there of Mr. Patterson with breakfast. If you want breakfast, you just pick it right up and take it with you and eat it during that 11 to 10 time. If you don't want breakfast, well, then no one's forcing you to take it. So we're going to talk about 5 key mitigation strategies. And what we found is with these mitigation strategies, as both students, staff, people who visit the building have a greater chance of staying safe and not transmitting illness. So the first one we're going to be talking about will be wearing a mask. Our second one is physical distancing. Third is washing hands the proper way. Fourth will be how to clean and disinfect things. And fifth, contact tracing. So these 5 strategies will be talked about in depth. Let's begin with wearing a mask. So as you see in the image there, there's a correct way and an incorrect way to wear a mask. And we're going to talk about if it doesn't fit properly or it's uncomfortable or things like that. But as you see from the image, you want it to be definitely over the nose and the mouth, getting basically anything you could breathe in or breathe out. And so those incorrect images show ways not to do it, over the ear and just really kind of bunched up there so air can kind of get trapped or get out or get in. So basically that image gives you a nice way of what to look for there. So we're going to watch this video here. I like this video because it is a teenager and she's going to talk about the proper ways to wear a mask. So let's watch Allie here. And gotta say, when I watched this video, I did think of a certain teacher in our building who looks somewhat similar. I'll let you decide who you think it might be if you've seen her. All right, let's watch this.
Hi everyone, my name is Allie Weber, and I was on the show Mythbusters Jr., but today I'm going to be talking about wearing your reusable mask at school. The first thing you want to do when putting on your mask is figure out which side is the top of your mask. On masks like these, usually the pointy part is the top. On pleated masks, pleats are facing downwards so that it doesn't catch germs in the little pockets. If you're having trouble identifying which side of your mask is the top, you can have a designated adult help you by putting a mark on the top side of your mask so that you know every time which side is the top. When wearing your mask, it should cover your nose, your mouth, be under your chin, and not have any gaps between the top, bottom, or sides. A mask that fits well should stay on your face comfortably when you're moving or talking. Once your mask is on your face, try not to touch it. If you wouldn't touch your face, then don't touch the outside of your mask. If you do need to adjust your mask in public, try to adjust it using only the straps or the very corners. If you need to cough or sneeze, then keep your mask on and sneeze or cough into your elbow so that germ spread is limited. If you're in public, you can put your mask in a secure location, such as a pocket or a bag. If you're at home, then wash it right away. Hopefully, these tips and tricks will help you learn how to use your mask properly in school. Stay tuned for the next section on simple hacks if your mask doesn't fit correctly. Here are some ways to tell if your mask doesn't fit correctly. It'll constantly fall off or slip down when you're talking or moving. There will be gaps on the top, bottom, or sides, and you're constantly having to readjust it. As you can see, this mask doesn't fit correctly because it's constantly falling down as I'm talking. The most common reason why your mask doesn't fit correctly is because the elastic straps holding it to your head are too long. If your elastic gets to be too long, some ways to shorten it to make it fit better are to tie a knot in the elastic, but this can be a little bit tricky. You can sew a line in your elastic, which is pretty good, but some people don't have access to sewing machines. So you can use a rubber band, like a small hair tie rubber band for your elastic, or you can use perler beads and pony beads to make them adjustable. One easy way to put the bead around the elastic is to loop dental floss around your elastic and then thread the bead onto the dental floss and pull it all the way through onto your elastic. Then it should stay in place after you remove the dental floss. Now your mask fits well and is adjustable. Some people twist the elastic on their mask to make it fit better, but this isn't recommended because it causes gaps in the side of your mask. Thanks for watching. I hope these hacks helped make your masks fit better. Thanks.
All right, well, hopefully you saw from my reactions those things at the end. Very dangerous, people. Yeah, your mask is, again, another way to protect. And we understand it's very easy to touch your face, and, something we all do. But it's a good idea to get in the habit of not touching your face, not touching your mask, because, again, it's just a way that germs can be spread. So let's take a look here at our next.
Hi everyone, my name
We're going to talk about physical distancing. And in physical distancing, you'll see, sometimes people call it social distancing or physical distancing. There is a difference, and we're going to talk about that. So this physical distancing video is going to be clear about what physical distancing means, and often you hear about that 6 feet. So this video will speak to that. All right, so let's take a look there.
Rules you might hear about is using physical distancing. But you may be asking, just what is physical distancing? What does it mean? And why is it so important right now? Physical distancing is just a way to slow down the spread of COVID-19. It's a way for us to use the space between us as a safe zone. Physical distancing just means that when you stand around 6 feet away from others, you can do your part to keep your school and your community healthy. Physical distancing means that you try and stay around 6 feet away from others. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to stay 6 feet away from your family when you are at home. But when you leave your house right now, it's important to try and use physical distancing as much as you can. Keeping 6 feet between you and another person would look like this picture here, where there are 2 big dogs standing between you and someone else. You may have noticed that many stores and places in the community are using marks or lines on the floor as a reminder of what 6 feet looks like when you are standing in line. You may see some of these same lines at your school in places where you might need to use physical distancing. Be sure to check the floor and look for reminders.
All right, so I thought that was a good video. The imagery there, the lines around the school, we have the arrows, and the arrows both indicate which side of the hallway to stay on. It's a good reminder, and they're also distanced 6 feet apart. So if teachers ask you to stand in line, it's a good way to, again, help distance yourself. So social distancing, what does that mean? Well, the idea of distancing is still the same, but now we're doing it in social regards. And this is something particularly hard for both teenagers, well, you know what, anyone, kids, teenagers, adults. It's the idea, again, that you're not spending time with people you care about, whether friends or even family, people outside of your home. That you're trying to remain isolated, just becoming less in contact, which means less possibility to transfer or transmit any potential illness. So we're going to watch a little video about this. What I like about this video is that there are some teenagers, and they're going to talk about kind of their experiences with social distancing.
Place presents its own challenges for young people. The NewsHour Student Reporting Labs, that's our journalism training program for high school students, shares some ways that teenagers are coping in the age of quarantine.
Me and many other Americans have been living on lockdown, and during this time, we've been committing ourselves to a pretty strict routine of waking up at a reasonable time, running so I get some vitamin D, eating, doing homework, eating again, doing more homework.
I have learned to engage with my parents a little bit more, playing Scrabble and binge watching television shows.
During this whole time, my teachers have been really flexible, especially with the amount of work they give. Honestly, I miss the classroom atmosphere. It's sometimes hard to stay motivated when you're at home with all of these other distractions around you.
This is kind of my setup. We're required to document it for our video log for today. So pretty much what I'm doing is I have this little desk here set up in front of my TV. It has my homework, my folders, and I kind of do that while watching the TV to kind of keep myself updated with the news for the day.
Honestly, I'm very upset. The coronavirus really affected me because it took away my senior year, and I just been trying to push through.
Due to this outbreak, I won't be able to run track to compete. So I started working out myself. I like to look on the bright side of things by trying to go out for a nice jog once in a while and keep myself fit, not losing my endurance.
I can't see my friends, but that's okay because technology is great and we have Xbox Live and FaceTime.
Although social distancing is hard and it can be very frustrating staying inside every day, all day, these are necessary precautions. So hopefully soon everything will get figured out and everything will go back to normal.
Overall, I'm taking this really seriously and I hope that others are too so we could get back into the swing of things.
That's all it for me. Thank you guys for tuning in and stay safe.
Thanks for hanging out with me today.
Just keep in mind that everyone else is as worried and confused as you are. What I mean is that you're not alone. Stay inside and stay safe.
So again, we do understand, students, that this has been a tough time for you. Adults, I mean, the age really is not a factor. It's been hard for people in nursing homes. This is a pandemic, not something, I've seen personally in my lifetime. 1918 was the last pandemic that was in the world, and today I was reading an article about a lady who's 117, and she has survived COVID and the Spanish flu, and of course a host of World War I and World War II as well. So it's pretty remarkable there. But there's been different illnesses around the world. This one obviously spreads very quickly, and so we do understand, though, it's been an adjustment for you, and we're going to get through this. And so that piece there, again, the importance being that we do keep ourselves within our own families to help not spread things with others. So that is why within the classroom we have set the desk 6 feet apart. I know it seems odd, it looks different. It's one of the reasons, well, that's actually the reason we did the AB schedule, so that there's some kids in the building Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we've got other kids in the building Thursday, Friday. We did that so less kids in the classroom, and so that way we can have you set apart. Washing hands. All right, so this will be our next mitigation strategy here. And so we're going to watch some videos about the proper techniques to washing hands. This first one's a little fun. It's a parody, and I don't know all these songs. Most of them I could recognize, but maybe at the end of this, teachers, you can ask the kids if they recognized all of them. This one guy here, Peter Hollins, will portray a number of different artists, and there's a repeated chorus that he's going to say over and over through the different songs, and we'll see if you can pick up on that. So let's take a look.
We need good hygiene to keep living. Lather up for 20 whole seconds, then you kill it. Gotta make time so the germs don't keep winning. We need good hygiene. Hygiene. Mama said to me every day, wash your hands and don't touch your face. Hand sanitizer, soap and hot water after everything. When you do anything, so you're a tough guy, like to touch the mug guy, like to keep your palms dry, coughing to your hands guy. I'm the clean type, like to see it clean type, trust the CDC type, scrub the surface sheen type. I'm the bath guy.
Duh.
Now watch it drip, kill it. Now you wait. Now watch it drip, you so. Now you wait. Okay. Don't touch face. Don't touch face. Don't do it. Don't touch face. Don't touch face. Now watch it drip. Now you wait. Now watch it catch it in your elbow. No shaking hands, we can wave for hello. Don't go out, bro, we don't wanna spread any more disease. So we should follow everything the CDC knows. You'll be feeling better in a couple weeks, though. I mean, I hope so. I have a hands, I have a soap. Soapy hands. You just got home late and got cooking on your brain. You can save the day if you wash the germs away. Cause the water's gonna spray, 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 spray for 20 seconds while you wait, baby. Then you're gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. Germs like you don't belong on guys like me. I'm gonna wash my hands, I'm gonna keep them clean, yeah. Germs like you don't belong on guys like me. I'm gonna stop the spread of COVID-19, yeah. This soap just like gold, that hot water-based combo. This ain't for them mad germs, them sad germs, that bad disease. Soap hits you, hallelujah. Cause unclean phone gon' give it to you. Cause unclean phone gon' give it to you. Cause unclean phone gon' give it to you. Bad bugs we bout to squash. Don't believe it, just wash.
Ain't working nothing bad, but I'm feeling like a snack. Time to wash up, gonna make myself some mags. Now you know I'm sinking bound, 20-second count. That's round. Hot water, soap, rinse, lather, and repeat. Now
Can nobody stop this scrubbing?
you can't stop this scrubbing.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my hands to a warm sink flow. I'm gonna wash till my fingers glow. I'm gonna take my hands to a warm sink bowl. I'm gonna wash so these phalanges glow. Wash your hands, do 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 do. Wash your hands, do 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 do. Wash your hands, do 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 do.
All right, I gotta say that last one was my favorite there, the little baby shark one. But did you hear constant the chorus there over and over again? That 20 seconds, that can be hard. So, it's just one of those quick things you do. But 20 seconds, there's different songs you can sing to kind of keep that in mind. People usually say the happy birthday song is about sufficient. So as you're washing and scrubbing your hands, sing to yourself happy birthday. Even though it's not your birthday yet, you go ahead and get ready for it, okay? So let's take a look here at another video, which actually is going to be pretty cool. It's a nurse, and this nurse uses purple paint to show basically how important it is to scrub your hands in the proper way to get the soap all over. So we'll take a look at that.
Let's first put soap in the palm of our hands and then begin to rub in between like so. But as you see, there is no soap on the back of my hands, so I'm going to interlace my fingers palm to palm, and then I'm going to do the same technique on the back of my hands with each hand. And then you're going to take the back of your fingers to opposing palms with fingers interlocked. And then start rubbing your thumbs. And then you're going to take your fingertips, clasp the fingertips in the right hand in the left palm, and vice versa. Rub your wrist one last time to make sure your hands have been completely covered in soap. Thanks for watching.
And as the end said there, you will rinse, and then in our bathrooms, you will then walk not that many feet to the outside. There's paper towels there for you, and you dry your hands off and get all those germs off your hands and throw that paper towel away, okay? And as we saw earlier, again, we've got sanitizing stations around the school, and that's to help in times where you cannot get to a sink and are not able to wash your hands. So we've covered now 3 mitigation strategies. Washing hands was our third one. The second one was physical distancing. And our first one dealt with the importance of wearing a mask. And so now we're going to look at our fourth one, which again, you probably are seeing around the building, perhaps, and so that's going to be teachers using this Oxivar. It's a disinfectant, and so between classes, teachers are spraying down the desk, and as you are walking in, they're giving you a paper towel and having you basically wipe the desk and the seat. It's a nice thing because that to you means you got a clean workspace now, and if there were any germs there or any bacteria, this Oxivar has killed it, which is a nice kind of feeling that you're sitting at a nice clean desk. Other things in the classrooms or outside the classrooms, again, you'll see bottles of hand sanitizer. You'll see in the classrooms this gray, white looking machine, and that is an air purifier. And they're in all the classrooms helping to constantly clean the air. All right. And when you're not in the building, behind the scenes, there's extra cleaning of the desk, mopping of the floors. They're using what's pretty cool to watch, an electrostatic. It's kind of this fine mist that's trapping and killing things in the air. So these are the steps being taken to help clean the classrooms and the hallways and the spaces where you may be. So that was our fourth mitigation strategy. And our fifth one here doesn't, for you as students, you're not going to see this as much, but it's something we're doing behind the scenes. And that is called contact tracing. So contact tracing is basically where we're going to keep track of where you are in the building. And that way, if somebody should get ill, we would know who this person may have come in contact with. So you know what the word tracing means, and contact would mean that, we were around each other. And so we're going to see how long you were around each other, because basically they have found that you would have to be within 6 feet for 15 minutes for the virus to even be able to spread. Okay, so that's why your desks, again, are 6 feet apart. That's why your teachers have been giving you assigned seats. Your bus drivers giving you assigned bus seats as well. And for the bathroom, we're monitoring who's going when and things like that. Again, all these precautions are being taken so that if someone does get sick, we can very quickly tell who was around that person. All right. And that helps you so you don't feel anxious or feel like, uh-oh, I heard so-and-so got sick. Maybe I'm sick too. That would help kind of really see, is there really any chance of that? All right. So that's what contact tracing means. Our nurse oversees that, but it does affect you in some of the things we're doing. Like I said, bus seats, classroom seats, getting to the bathroom, just some of the differences that you've seen around the building that we're taking. And finally here, I do want to talk about some other changes you might see, and that would be within the classroom. You may have seen this device called an owl. It has little lights that usually come up here, and there are little cameras up here. And so this is Mr. Moore. For you guys in the classroom, you see the big TV screens, and we've encouraged, let's be honest, required the students at home, and when you're at home, to turn your camera on. We've done that for a couple reasons. One being that the first semester, we didn't obviously have kids in the building, and so more bandwidth was being used. Teachers have gotten some new devices now, but helps them as well. And so we have the ability to have the cameras on and be able to have a successful Google Meet. So your teachers will be asking you to turn your cameras on, and so make sure you do that. We're trying as best we can to simulate a traditional, typical classroom, which allows for more interaction, okay? So they can read your faces and make sure you're understanding and connect with you. So for you guys in the classroom at the time, you'll see the kids' faces on the big screen. This owl is acting as a microphone and a speaker. And so that way you don't get this terrible feedback that the teachers will know what I'm talking about, where if one person is trying to talk and the other person has their microphone on and speaker, it gets very chaotic. So that's what this device does, and that's a change, from something we've not done before, okay? And finally, again, I'm Mr. Mark Jennings here, but I am recording this session here, but I do not want to neglect to talk about the other great members of our team, and that would be, of course, our mascot in the middle there. I mean, that's the Ram, that's the Drew Ram, and that represents all of you guys. And you really are the heart and soul of the school. And then you got our principal there, Miss Ivory, just to the left, and Miss Tobin right there down front and center. And so the assistant principals here, we oversee, as you see on your screen, students with the last names A through J. That's for me. If your last name starts with an A through J. And then Miss Tobin oversees students K through Z. And Miss Ivory oversees everything. So that's what we look like. That's a great picture there. And got our good old Rams a lot, so Ram a lot. And so thank you guys for watching. And again, I know things are different, and this is can be a difficult time for us. But we're so glad you're here. And as we work with you and say things to you, such as stay 6 feet apart and make sure your mask is on, it's not just we're looking for ways to get on you. It's really to keep you safe, keep us safe, keep the building safe, so we can get back to doing things that we love to do. All right, have a great day.